All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clusie. And today we're going to be talking about how He is faithful and His mercy endures forever. Okay, so let's get started. All right,
Today's Bible verse is going to be 2 Chronicles 7:3.
3. So open up the Bibles, get in the Word, let God talk to you what He wants to talk to you about, pray, do all those wonderful things, and let Him, speak to you. Okay, that's the verse that I want for you to focus on. But I want you to understand that the decisions you're making right now, they're going to affect your future children, children's children, all the way down. It affects them all the way down. And God, if you have a humble heart, if you have a heart that's directed towards serving Him and doing all of the wonderful things that He wants you to do, changing the world for a better, He will keep His promise to your future children, children's children, all the way down. He will be good to them based on the nice, kind, wonderful path that you chose to do. David, all right? David wasn't perfect, but he had a humble heart. He had a heart that was after God, right? That's what the Bible says. He was a man after God's own heart, right? Solomon, right after, he passes away, Solomon he's following God, and then it kind of trails off or whatever. But God still keeps His promise to David about how there will always be somebody on the throne in that generation line. He always keeps that promise. And if you go through David's descendants and the future kings and stuff like that, a lot of them do not always listen to God. They don't, and they turn away. They do other things or whatever, but God is still faithful to that family based off one man's decision to follow and have that type of heart. The same thing with Abraham. You think all of the people after Abraham wasn't perfect either, but he had the faith, and God was like, I'm going to honor that, and I will always make sure that I keep my promise to you and your descendants. And so what do you have? You have the kids. Sometimes they don't always listen and they turn away a little bit, but they will still have God's protection. They will still have God's mercy and love and kindness and grace based on the decisions that you made to have the heart that followed Him, the heart that chose to be humble, the heart that listened when He said, hey, have a little faith. Start that business, invest all. I gave you the money for a reason. Take the money that I gave you and put it all over here and watch. I'm going to make you plant a seed over here with maybe 10 seeds. I'm going to turn it into 100. I'm going to turn it into 1,000. Because you had the faith to listen to something that I told you to do, and you believed me and you did it. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Abraham was not perfect. David was not perfect. They were both not perfect. They did not. They doubted. They questioned. Some of them went over here and tried to take matters into their own hands. And that's how they got Abraham and Sarah and Hagar and Ishmael. That's how they got into that whole situation. Okay? So if you're like, well, I've done something bad, or, I questioned God. I got mad at God. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What's your heart telling you? What is your heart? Do you come back to God? Do you say, man, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have acted like that. I know I got a little out of line. I know I made that bad decision, but please forgive me. Like, you are who you are, and I know who I am now. What is your heart like? Because God can use a man or a woman that has a heart like that. Your life, the decisions that you make, they will affect your children's children all the way down. And if you're only thinking, oh, I just need to make money, and that is the only legacy you're leaving, that is not going to be helpful. Solomon was one of the wealthiest kings that ever walked this earth, yet he, at the end of it all, said, all of this is pointless. I should have followed God from the beginning. I wasted my life chasing money, chasing women, partying. And he was never satisfied with anything except when he was following God in the beginning. And he decided he was going to walk away and go do some other stuff. His wives led him away. He was going to go, over here, do this. And at the end, he said, That was a waste of time. I never should have done that. Do not pass that legacy on down through your family. You want to pass a legacy on? You try being a strong father, men. Be a father that goes out there, works, protects, provides for the family. Some of you guys are like, well, we don't need to be protected from things. Yes, you do. They're your children, your daughters, your sons need protection based on all the stuff that's going on in the world. Predators, there's all kinds of things going on. You are supposed to be that person. That is the legacy. That means way more to somebody than the amount of money that you have in your bank account. That is not always the best thing. So you think about that, and you think about the legacy that you want to lead all the way down. Are you trying to lead something where you guys are just chasing women, money, and you're famous, or Are you actually leaving a legacy where God said, you know what, because you listened, because you trusted, I'm going to always take care of your kids. I don't care what they do. I'll rein them back in. I will always do that. So think about that. All right? So anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always, and I will see you guys back here next time.